Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mindin' they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. When it's all said and done, I'll still be here standing. Never took a loss and it ain't something that I'm planning. I dare you to say something, my focus is A1. Every dog has his day, it's been mine since day one. This is real grinding, I'm still climbing. While you still trying, I'm still shining. It's real blinding, and I'm getting hotter too. Talking top 2, I'm not a 2. You let the pressure bother you and I do what I gotta do. Let's go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. They ain't coming close to me. Flow is on atomic, I'm starting fires through poetry. The heart is out, staying loyal, no falling out. And if you step into the court, be ready, we ballin' out. Yeah, the coldest of teens, they know what we bring, don't try us. They know in between, we go for these dreams in silence. Hard work, don't mistake it for magic. We been shooting in the gym, this is target and practice. Yeah. And I'm just getting started, get my feet wet. It's all in repetition, ain't a secret. All facts, all black dress code. Pay me my respect, collecting every debt. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard.
Well, welcome everyone to Bowman Park for round 16 FQPL4 action. Today is Derby Day. We have local rivals, the Gap, travelling to Bowman Park to face Bardon Latrobe. And as we do a walkout here with our mini-roos for both sides, which is lovely to see, I welcome my partner in crime, Ross Parker. How are you, Ross?
G'day, Ryan. Great to be here, mate, on this historic occasion.
It is historic. We believe this is the first time that these two teams have met in the top flight. Sorry, our top flight teams. We've obviously met at local respective levels, but records indicate this is the first time that we've. And now the kids don't know what to do. They're running off. There they go. Great job. So, Ross, what are the keys to the game for these two sides today?
Well, Ryan obviously went out to watch the away game at Walton Park, where the Gap beat us 6-0. I think that occasion we were a bit naive. The Gap clinical in front of goal, took their advantage. Free kicks in particular, look out for dead ball situations today from them. But for us, it's really about continuing this rich vein of form. Very difficult team to beat, Bardon, at the moment. And we're going to keep that up with a big crowd, home crowd here today with the old boys. They'll be battling really hard. Can Bardon take their chances when they come?
So as Boardman and McElwain do the toss, can we just quickly look through the lineups? So Perkins in gold, Gullo, Keogh and Perez across the back. No, I'm reading it in order. Gold, Gullo, Boardman and Matheson at the back.
So a big change for Bardon with Teresi out, suspended on his 5th yellow card. And comes skipper Aussie Boardman, who played against top team AC Carina last week, or the week last game, at centre half and looked really accomplished. So should be a good slot in there for Teresi. In the midfield, Perez on the left, probably may swap with Keogh on the right. Mapri and Nichols in the midfield, continuing that sensational partnership that's really flourished over the last month, Ryan. Difficult midfield pairing for the opposition to deal with good balance. And then up front, we've got the big man, small man, but Perez in form with Matty Owen accompanying him up front.
So Cabras on the left to start, did you say?
I'd say so, but they do swap over wings, depending on whether Coach Alex wants them to have cutting inside or getting on the byline and crossing it in.
We do have the Gap lineup, which includes McElwain in goal, captain today. We'll just work out how they shape up, but we'll learn their names as we go and bring that to you. Looks like Gap will kick off.
Looking great in the NAIDOC kit.
Yes, First Nations round, acknowledge traditional owners in the land on which we meet and play football today. Pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. Wearing our Rachel Sara designed First Nations kit.
And a massive home crowd here, Ryan. A bit of a mix with some Gap supporters here as well. Should be a great atmosphere.
And that's what will happen with a local derby, which is great to see as the Gap get us underway and Cabras gets under that one. This one comes back to Jerez. So we've got Perez and Jerez today. I do like to keep me on my toes.
No worries. No doubt you've been catching the Copa America, Ryan, and your Spanish pronunciation's on point.
Well, I did see the Canadians, which is a bit more of a French slant in their names, go through today against Venezuela. Sorry for any spoilers if people were looking to watch that one later. Straight to penalties. Perhaps our European counterparts will bring that one in soon as McElwain goes with a kick. So a big out for the Gap today is their captain Malloy, experienced centre back.
Yeah, it is certainly important for them in the reverse fixture. Obviously 6-0 seems like a bit of a comfortable outing, but there were points in the game where Bardon were on top and his experience certainly helped them during those times.
Gets that one to Perez, but we don't have a 12 on the sheet. Awesome. That's 12 we can. Came back. There's a foul.
See the replay here. Yeah, just Matheson sucked in to try and win
A yellow
possession
card.
there, and an early yellow card. Not sure he deserves that, but he set the marker now, the ref, early in this game, inside 2 minutes.
Oh, some enthusiastic mini-roos cheering on their team, which no doubt you could hear. It's a deep cross, which Perkins should claim, but Perez gets underneath it, and the Gap have scored after a mix-up between Perez and Perkins. I didn't see who turned that one in, Ross, but disaster here as the Gap take the lead.
Number 9, Webster. You see the replay here. I did mention the danger from set pieces. This is just a clipped high ball to the box, so they get numbers around it. Perez wins the ball, but it ends up going right back into his own net. Perkins just has no option but to slap it out, and it's tapped back in. A scrappy opening to this game. Bardon down 1-0.
So Webster landed too perfectly in the box. And our nightmare run against the Gap team so far this season continues. As Jerez clears that one, looking for Griffiths. And hits it long, straight through to Thames. It's a bad touch, luckily for us. Bardon support, telling them to rally. Here's Owen, wins the header. That's going to drop to Carras. Bit of sand down there, finds Perez. Skips past his defender, no, the defender doesn't buy the trick. And Hill is going to come out, and Mapri is late with the tackle, and we've got another yellow. And a word from the referee.
So the ref just having a chat to Captain Boardman, telling his team to calm down. I think Mapri knew what he was doing there. It was a bit of a professional foul just to break up play. But 2 fouls, 2 yellows. So
maybe the referee excited for the derby too, wanting to step his authority on it. McElwain will get this one forward. Keogh should be underneath that one, and Boardman's clearance is poor. So this is Griffiths. Caught my eye in the reverse fixture, Ross. Griffiths. Dangerous player.
Put that game out of my mind, Ryan. Can't really remember who played well that game, but
Owen can't get onto that one. Bit of confusion at the back for the Gap, and Van Gen's clearance hits his own player. Here's Whitlock at left back. Gets it forward. Looks like Klassen is ahead of him. Klassen, I'm reliably informed, scored a last-second volley to win the game last week for Mogul, against Mogul for the Gap. It was a good victory for the Gap. That one keeps them right in the top 4 race. Bardon sitting 9th. 8th. Stole the place off them there. So if you're watching along on Facebook or YouTube, we'd love to hear your comments. Obviously not a great start for Bardon, but plenty of time to go. Former President Rob Wheeler first up in the comments. Tom Hanks has commented on everything as well. I don't think that's the real Tom Hanks. He does like a bit of football. Supports a terrible team.
Villa? Is it Villa?
Yeah. Apparently so. That can be your quiz question for the day. There's no history between these two teams. We've certainly played them at lower levels, city football back in the day. Lots of junior games.
Good strong tackle there from Jack Ullo. Missed the last game. Good to have him back in centre half.
McCann does well. Comes up with the ball. He's looking for that out ball, and Gold's underneath it. Really Screechy Mini Roos behind us. Good crossfield pass, which Jerez picks up.
That's the foul there with the blatant push in the back. No yellow card.
No yellow card, of course. You're suspecting a conspiracy here, Ross, already?
Just pointing out mere facts.
I'm still trying to work out the team. Looks like I was going to say a 4-5-1 for the gap, Ross, but I'll keep that one down to you to work out exactly how they're lined up. Here comes Perez in a bit of goal scoring form at home. There's Cabras. Looks to go home, but carries on. Back post, Matty Owens up. And he hits the... Oh, he was offside. But fantastic cross.
Great ball in there from Cabras. Obviously on his favoured left foot. Pivots and put a back stick, and that's what Matty Owen can bring with his big body. But just offside this time.
Okay. There's a foul.
It's a good old-fashioned 4-4-2 versus 4-4-2 out here, Ryan.
So it does look like Webster's up with Thames up top.
Webster's the one that probably drops in to make it a 4-1-1, but ultimately, when they get the ball, they've got the two strikers up top. Which will give the Bardon centre-backs something to worry about. You never want your centre-backs one out, especially with Austin Boardman not as experienced in centre-half. There's lots of communication.
Bit of wind. That one's going to drop in. It's going to drop to Perez, but
Lucky.
Behind him.
The wind certainly playing a factor here early with these balls into the box. It probably played a bit of a factor in the first goal. Bardon unable to read it and clear their lines, and then similarly there, but this time the ball doesn't fall to the attacker. Blake Matheson with the longer throw. He'll be looking to get this into the box. Maybe use some of that wind to his advantage.
Referee's now having a word with Tyler again.
He's already on a yellow card, of course. This is his second chat with the ref. Just needs to be careful he doesn't do anything silly in the big game.
So Matheson will get us underway with a deep throw, but it's cleared well by Klassen. Nichols picks it up. Plays it inside to Matheson. Matheson skips past one. Can't get it past Griffiths though. Brast as well. It's going to go home to Perkins.
Brast all the way at right back from left wing.
Golo played that one forward and Bardon throw.
Still pretty scrappy, Ryan. I wouldn't say either team have got a good sort of handle in the game. Probably getting used to the conditions, getting used to the same formation, matching each other up. It's basically one-on-one out there at the moment, man on man.
Matheson again closed down that time by McCann. And that time Whitlock wins the header. Ross, but huge attendance down here today at Bowman Park. As Matheson gets that throwing in, looks for Perez, and McCann clears. Boardman in first. A long ball forward, looking for Thames.
Well played, Jack Goulo. Yeah, just had a look over at the hill, Ryan. It's great to see so many familiar faces from the old boys back for the big game. The hill's absolutely packed.
Certainly is. Met a couple of old boys just before the game. He played at the club in the 60s. Great to see them down here too. Owen tries to flick onto Perez. Van Gend will complete the clearance for the gap. We'll look to that long throw again for Matheson. Hasn't really beaten the first man, Ross, so far. So can you find... Well, that time it was flicked on by the gap and very, very nonchalantly cleared. Boy. Well, hang on.
Good win there from Matheson.
It was Van Gend.
Bardon sitting a little bit deep from my liking. Probably need to get up the pitch a little bit in those moments.
Klassen picks the ball up high on the left. Whips it in and Cabras will be able to clear. Keogh heads on, finds Owen. Owen plays it back to Keogh. Little push in the back, but Keogh keeps going. Sure that will come back for the free kick. Not given. Excellent. Definitely a nudge in the back of Keogh there. Lost his footing ultimately, but unable to continue.
It did look like a foul, didn't it, Ryan? It's one of those where he's genuinely trying to stay on his feet and only goes down because of the contact, but not rewarded from the ref.
There was a foot up on that throw. That was Hill that brought that one down well, number 10. Can't find Thames or Webster. Keogh snaps in well.
The Gap wanted a free kick there.
Oh, it's the first one they haven't gotten, but they are in possession of the ball, so here's Van Gend to Whitlock. Inside to Griffiths. Love there. Keep with the tights on and then the short sleeves. It's a good look.
Massive, isn't he?
McElwain. Matheson got his positioning right there, but it's still dropped down to Webster, who looks to get it back onto Klassen. Boardman across, but Klassen gets his shot away and it whistles in front of Perkins' goal.
Didn't need much of an invitation there, Klassen. That's a good first time off try with his left foot, obviously naturally left-footed playing out there. The ball dropped and just whistled by the corner there. I think Perkins had it covered.
Definitely relaxed. Perkins still looking for his first clean sheet of the season by my reckoning, Ross, and it's not going to come today. Gollo in well. McCann plays it forward to Thames. Gets it out wide to Klassen. Matheson stands him up and Perkins can't take that one. So it's a corner to the Gap.
Okay, Ryan, well, we've already seen the danger from set pieces, so Bardon need to be switched on and organise these corner routines. It looks like they do have a planned move here with 4 on the edge of the box. And that one goes straight out, just as I say that. So, bit of let off there for Bardon.
Keep saying that, that'll help us. So Perkins will get us back underway here. Webster up well. Gold's looking for an option down the wing, which looks like a brass, but Mines comes across and makes it his. Gold will take this throw. Options in front include Owen, who brings it down on the chest. Looking for Nichols. Nichols does well. This is options. Comes out to Gold at left back. He's going to go across at the back post.
Oh,
between Mapri and Keogh. They get it forward. Here's Mapri. Wide on the right. Whips it in. That's maybe going to drop for Nichols, who heads it on. It's Perez. Gold comes back inside to Nichols. Nichols has got Boardman. Playing centre back today, Ross. Captain. Crossfield ball to Matheson's going to make it. And Mapri plays a wonderful ball forward to Keogh. That's going to sit up nicely for him.
Oh, unlucky.
Gets in the box, but Owen, just behind Owen, and Van Gen can clear.
Good build-up play from Bardon.
Keogh's on the ball again. Griffiths picks his pocket and then looks to get Hill away. It's going to stand up in the wind, but Hill just lost track of the ball.
Definitely a factor this win, Ryan, but that's the first time we've really seen Bardon string a few passes together in the build-up, moving the ball from one side to the other. And you can see the danger and the quality of the delivery that this team has.
Well, it looks like Owen, Mine's got the right side of him after the flick on. Hill also with the flick on to Webster, but Boardman positioning well. Here's Gold, plays it inside to Perez. Perez flicks on, but that's just ahead of Cabras. So I'm just saying there, Ross, a little bit better as Bardon sort of slowed down and controlled the ball. That's what Adam Meadows' message to tell me, former assistant coach at the club. Just looking to Bardon just to relax into the game a bit more. Gullo does well there to hold off Thames. Perkins will clear. Mines gets underneath it and finds Griffiths. Nice control from Griffith.
Lucky, it's a good tackle. But
this one drops nicely to Owen. Mapri now. He tries to play that first time ball to Perez. He's got runners, one of which is Cabras here. And he plays it inside and it's going to find Keogh. Oh, and a wonderful effort by Keogh. McElwain gets his huge hand to it and pushes it wide.
And you see the replay here, another good build up here from Bardon. Cabras on that left foot just instinctively puts it top of the box. It's a decent effort, but well saved from the big man in goal. Just swatted it away there.
Indeed, Ross. It's vaguely reminiscent of Spain's goal overnight when it came across for Danny Olmo and he calmly put it away. It was a good effort from Keogh, but it looks like McElwain's going to take some beating today. Gold and Mapri over this corner. Gold goes near post and McCann's there to head away. Now it's a turn of Mapri. He's going to go back to Gold, who whips in. Gollo's got back post and his ball across. Keogh gives McElwain a little nudge and McElwain doesn't like it too much. There's absolutely nothing in that. Ref, I would wonder why the goalkeeper's chasing him for 12 yards.
He's an absolute monster, Ryan. There's a replay here. Trying to intimidate Keogh for what is a ball that he's allowed to compete for. Now the ref's having a word with Keogh. The ref definitely didn't see any of it. So he's going off what the lino's telling him by looks. And just telling the goalkeeper to calm down. And now it's a ball up for some reason. And we can play football again.
21 minutes in, the Gap leading by a goal to nil, scored by Webster after just 2 minutes. Bit of a mix-up from Bardon, unfortunately. McElwain decides to take some time off the clock in the 20th minute.
Time wasting. Interesting. Slowing the game down.
Better kick this time from McElwain. Comes all the way up to Webster. Boardman's goal side. Klassen's going to pick that one up though and look to cross. Sort of volleys it and between Matheson and Gold we get it clear. Lines down to Griffiths. Perez up the line, but doesn't stay within the lines. Black lines this week, Ross. Easier to see in the dark.
That is a foul with the push in the back of Perez there. Bardon with an opportunity to get a ball into the box. They have looked dangerous and the ball's been put into the box. I wouldn't say the gap defence looks solid, Ryan, or comfortable.
So it was a free kick. Gold's over this one. At Wanda a left foot. Let's see if you can find some of those big targets in the box, which includes Jack Golu, who's come up from defence. It's in that general direction. Everyone turned their back on it, and then it hits Josiah's hand. Referee is allowed to play on. As Griffith comes up with the ball and finds Klassen. Klassen's going to play that one forward looking for Webster, but Matheson cuts it out.
Yeah, the ball just hasn't quite sat for Josiah Perez in this first 22 minutes. He's been in good form for Bardon over the last month or so.
2 goals in his last home game, Ross, so...
It's man of the match that game as well, so yeah. And
joint top goal scorer for us this year with Tyler in the league, 5 each. Griffiths crosses that one in. Golo's position well. Brass completes the clearance. It's going to drop nicely for Keogh. Good touch. He's got Perez now on the wing. Options in the middle. Can Josiah take his man on? He crosses it. He finds Keogh, and Keogh can't quite get his head on it. It's a wonderfully whipped cross from Josiah Perez.
Again, good delivery from Bardon. You can see the real threat when they get the ball in the wide area. Perez gets it on his fancied right foot and just fizzes it across there, and Duncan read it, just couldn't quite get that glance that he was looking for. Any touch on that and you felt like it was going to be a goal, Ryan, but he's just miscalculated and the gap off the hook again.
You said they were not looking comfortable and we were getting at them a bit, so let's hope that can continue. Ball forward, a little bit aimless that time from the gap. Golo watches it out. And Matheson will take the throw in. Long throw, looking for Owen. Van Gen clears. Here's Nichols. Finds Perez. Cabras tried to play the ball through to Maffrey, but it was cut out. Here's McCann. Finds Griffiths, and Keogh has tripped him. And that's another yellow.
Yeah, that's another yellow card here. You tell me if this is intentional. Not sure.
I think it's intentional, but the standard has been very low on one side. So yeah, get in the book. So Van Gend over this one for the gap. Nicely whipped cross. Golo and Matheson both there. Call for a handball. It's a
great touch from Rich Sharp behind the goal there.
Missed that one, Ross. It's rare.
It is rare.
Rob Wheeler getting frustrated with the referee calls as well, Ross, as every time Bardon tackle it's a yellow card, which does feel a bit that way, doesn't it, Rob? Webster gets underneath it. Hill's going to compete with Golo. Golo does enough, and Matheson gets in there sharply. Keogh now is going to look for that ball to Cabras, and it's going to find him with the help of a flick on from Jerez. Perez is in there. McElwain clears with a punch clearance, and now Klassen's going to take the gap the other way. Long ball forward, which Golo should clean up.
Yeah, clear game plan from Bardon. I think Ryan's trying to shift the ball out wide early and get balls into the box. I think it is effective. Certainly in terms of transition and getting us forward. Just got to make sure the game doesn't open up too much.
Sorry, Ross, slightly distracted there as Some former Bardon players come across. Dom Gurges, the lesser Gurges, the Dragons here today. Great to see. Jared Godkin.
Good 1-2 there. Nichols playing well, getting himself more into the game.
Here's Cabras, wide on the left. Options in the middle. Owen's busting a gut to get there, goes past him. Now Gold is going to take a dig. High and wide.
Again, Ryan, we shifted out wide as quickly as possible. This time getting Cabras in behind. Obviously he's got a quality left foot. This time the ball's just a little bit behind the runner. Still forced after a good run from the fullback Gold to get into the box and support, but he just pulls his shot a bit high. Bardon definitely in this game, Ryan. Creating their fair share of chances.
We've got a Bardon throw here. We've got a exciting halftime matchup for the Mini-Roos, Ross. It's Bardon Latrobe select against the Gap. It's a handball from Aussie as the ball bounces up on the Bowman Park pitch. Webster's keen to get on with it early, and Nichols stands on it. And referee seeing red.
Just itching to give another yellow card out there.
It's like the Copa America, only without the fouls. Those boys are wild. And now we've got Tyler.
No, it's Chris Nichols.
Well, Chris Nichols wouldn't say boo to a goose, so he's now being told to not say any more. Whitlock is over that one. Cabras clears. Boardman helps it on its way too. Classen's going to pick that one up. It just runs out of room on that far side. A big night of European action last night, Ross. Spain edged Germany, and France bored us to death, but won on pens.
Controversial win from Spain, I'd say. Was it a penalty, Ryan?
Well, I'm one of the few that didn't actually think it was a penalty, Ross, but I'm very much in the minority. That's not just English-German bias either. I think that defenders have arms and they need somewhere to be. There's Cabras, gets the header, loops it in, it's a goal! Wonderful goal from Cabras. He's just hit that absolutely perfectly. And in the 30th minute, Cabras comes up with the equaliser.
We see the replay here. The wind has definitely played a part in this goal too. It's a wonderful whip ball. Cabras just gets a head on it, and it ends up going on top of the goalkeeper.
Let's go.
And looks like we need someone to fix the net, President. So the goalkeeper's ripped the net off. Sam, I'd go get the Fields Committee to tape that up, buddy. Otherwise, we're not going to continue the game.
Well, there might be a bit of a delay now as you get this addressed. McElwain pulled it down.
Yeah, he pulled it down. Got caught in the net trying to scramble his way from that looping header as the guys get the tape. There's no urgency from the facilities team.
Got to pull themselves away from that Pacific haze. Marcus Teresi suspended today. Looks like he's got the honours. What do you need more than a chair and a gaffer tape? There's Marcus Teresi. This is one of his finest performances this season for Bardon Latrobe, actually, the suspended centre-back. Scored in his last game, breaking his 6-year duck, Ross.
Wouldn't surprise me if he gets booked this week, coming on for this.
This is technically a violation under the Football Queensland guidelines, as Ross takes a break. So I'm here left describing Marcus Teresi's technique as he fixes up this net. We're going to see the goal again. It was a short taken free kick from Gullo. Perez picks up well. Wonderful ball on the edge of the box. And, well, Cabras, he meant it, Ross. He absolutely meant it. And it was inch perfect to get over the very tall goalkeeper for the Gap, McElwain. And it's gone in. Now, I believe Marcus Teresi is wearing a gilet with Bardon red underneath.
Yeah, absolutely. Instinctive finish from Cabras. Just knew he had to try and direct it goalwards. But it's quite a feat to get a looping header to lob a goalkeeper of that size.
It was inch perfect, and it needed to be. I'm going to give Alessio Cabras the benefit of the doubt. Maybe his first goal for Bardon in the league.
I think it is, mate, yeah.
May have got one earlier. Maybe got one earlier in the season.
No one was more surprised than him when I went in.
Oh, I think he had the cool, calm and collected.
Got to say, I think, well, obviously I'm biased, but I think they deserve it, Bardon. I think they've been on top the last 10, 15 minutes.
Well,
all the good chances have been theirs.
1-1 is a fair reflection of the game so far. Alessio Cabras equalising after Webster had put the gap early. Here's Owen. The goal scorer Cabras looks for the flick onto Perez. Jerez is going to keep him honest. Gold in strongly on Hill. And Jerez comes back. Nichols does well. And Hills just throws Nichols away. Out of the line of sight of the referee, unfortunately. Gold does well. It's going to go back to Perkins. Owen should be underneath this one and compete.
Oh, well done.
Owen does really well. Griffiths. Cabras snaps in. Griffiths does really well. And Griffiths has absolutely no ability to get the ball, but Mapri in his way, so it's a free kick.
Keeper's off his line.
Jerez in the pink boots is going to get the gap.
Encouraged to shoot.
You're looking for those
from the
options
gallery.
at the back post, I would have thought. It's Thames, I think. You got it.
Big roar from the hill when that goal went in. Once they realised it went in.
They were also deep into their pack hazes. Perkins. McCann gets up for that one, and Owen inadvertently heads that one out. Switzerland on my line, Ross.
Good side, the Swiss.
Tough matchup for Southgate's brave boys.
Scotland nearly beat them, surely the English will beat them.
That's what Andy McCabe's been telling me, putting the pressure on.
Scotland should have beaten them. But anyway.
Meanwhile, Webster plays that ball across and Perkins gathers. Perkins with that long throw we've seen a few times. Ross is going to hold up in the wind, but Owen flicks on to Perez. Perez stands up, his man does well. Keogh's not going to get there ahead of Whitlock, and Whitlock fires the ball away. So hopefully those Bardon juniors can get the ball back.
Yeah, they can be super direct at times, Bardon, super effective when they need to be. You've got the big man, small man up top, but the small man's pretty big too and strong, and Perez. And they've built a good combination over the last couple of weeks.
So Matheson goes long again, looking for Owen. It skips past Tyler Mapri. Webster kicks it and then finds a nice ball forward to Thames. Gullo's all over him like a rash, and there'll be a gap.
So a strong
Throw
first
in.
half. Gullo looks assured back there.
Thames plays it into McCann. McCann finds Klassen with a bit of space. He whips it in, goes for goal, and Perkins tips it over.
It's a decent
Got
save
Keogh
there.
from.
I mentioned Klassen scored the winner from a volley. You can see he's got that lethal left peg and looking to score or shoot within a half yard of space, and Perkins does well to be alert to that unconventional shot.
So Hill on the corner for the gap. He goes back post, and they did find Webster, I believe, but his header is tame. Perkins collects as we go in to the last 10 minutes of the first half. Ross, 1-1. Fair reflection of the action.
Absolutely. I think Bardon probably started the more nervous of the two teams. The Gap took their opportunity when it was presented to them, but since then Bardon's worked themselves back in the team into the game, created a couple of opportunities and took one of them. Got a good game in our hands here.
So Matheson picks this one up. He's back with a gap. Someone drops that Pringles can. Keogh's going to find that one. His header on though will be picked up by Van Gen. Boardman makes sure that one finds field 2. Might even find the Bowls Club. So Whitlock will get the gap back underway. Napri clears and does well. Is it off the gap player? And Matheson's taken a step further forward than he's allowed. So we're going to come back for that. A few wry smiles on the faces of the Bardon players. Ross, I think the feeling the referee's performance has been a little bit one-sided first half, but just got to play the game. Here's Cabras. He can't get it past McCann. Plays it out to Jerez. Goes forward to Hill. Cabras doing good work to come back and see that one go out. Covered his fullback there, Ross. Good to see.
Well, he's naturally a fullback playing wide midfield, so he's got the instincts to get back defensively. That's why he's been such a good partnership with Andy Gold on this left-hand side. Two wonderful left foots.
Jerez does well.
Well balanced side of the pitch for us.
Malloy caught that one. The suspended captain for the Gap today. Accumulation of yellows, just like Marcus Teresi. He's got into a spare business of fixing nets for us. Napri heads that one forward. Keogh's going to make a nuisance of himself. Van Gen gets underneath it and Jerez completes the clearance. Hill with a bit of time. Finds Webster and Boardman stands him up. And so I think that's good play from Webster, to be honest, Ross. Boardman in his back and made sure the referee saw it. Here's Griffith with the free kick. Goes wide. Matheson cuts that ball out that was intended for Klassen. McCann comes home to Whitlock. The purple and gold of the Gap playing in the red and white of Bardon Latrobe, Ross. A fixture we've been waiting for a while for those who've been around this club for the last 10 years. It was former coach David Bounds' mantra. Finally in the same division. Mixed fortunes though this year as Griffith beats a couple. His ball looking out wide this side is cut out, but it's popped up nicely for Webster.
Tackle.
Golo does well. Griffith rolls his feet over the ball and finds Klassen. Klassen likes that shot, Ross. It's an angle for a cross, but he's got it on target a couple of times from there.
Yeah, it's definitely probably the third or fourth time this half where he's got an opportunity to cross and he's actually shooting, trying to catch the goalkeeper out. Perkins has dealt with it well. I wonder if his teammates might have a word with him and say, hey, how about you put it in the mix the next time?
Well, they might try, Ross. I know what my reaction would be if I had a sweet foot, left foot like that, like Klassen. And that corner's whipped in well. Perkins underneath that one, though, and claims well.
Solid goalkeeping. Good Perko.
Just a few minutes left of this first half. Cabras, the goal scorer for Bardon, picks up the ball. Perez overlapping. Finds him. Forwards it on, but out of touch. And Jerez finds Griffith with the throw-in. Perez doing well, works hard. Ross, Keogh, sweet feet. McCann comes across, but stands him up. Perez skips in and finds Gold.
Matty Owen asking for the ball into the box. He likes his chances.
Mappy's
against
going to
this
pick that
back
one
four.
up. Finds Gold.
There's an
Perez is in
opportunity
acres
here.
out wide, but
It's the ball in.
goes for the cross and McElwain gets there.
Laps at it a bit, but reacts. Yeah, Matty Owen wanted that ball back stick a lot earlier. Quality of the delivery not quite there this time for Bardon.
McElwain, big long goal kick. Boardman and Gold underneath it. Gold takes the honours. Comes up nicely for Keogh. Surveys his options, and the best one is to go home to Matheson. His ball forward is a little bit aimless, but Keogh does well and puts Van Gend under pressure. So I'm going to test McElwain's clearance, and Nichols cuts it out. Macri and Nichols do well. So now come to the feet of Matty Owen, and Van Gend snaps in. Matheson's
He's bailed out there,
late to that one.
He's not
So
won the ball.
Gollo comes across to Klassen and does well. He's going to try and prevent the corner, but he's not going to be able to. So
Good cover in there from Gullo. Klassen that time is trying to cross it rather than shoot.
should have shot.
Matheson there getting sucked up. 50-50 that he had to win. He was a bit exposed there, but well covered by Jack Gullo.
So it's Jerez who's on corner duty, so up from right back to pop this one in. They've been about in the right area, Ross, but again underneath Perkins, and Boardman does well and heads it clear.
It's a good delivery, isn't it? The in swinger to the back stick. Well managed by Bardon. Here's the replay here. Just hanked it up there with a bit of curl and dip. It's a good delivery. Right
Very
on the
well
money.
defended from Boardman. Now Hill gets the honour in front of the Hill. Gives the signal, goes near post, and Boardman clears again. Comes down to McCann, and Maffrey clears. Whitlock finds Jerez. Griffith gets it out to the corner taker, Hill.
Boardman again.
Boardman with a hat-trick of clearances with his head. But Klassen might pick this one up, and
Oh, he's shooting again. Is
He's
he?
shooting?
No, surely not.
well, it
Surely
was
he's not shooting from the byline.
a
But
fierce drive of a cross, Ross. We'll call it that as we tick over into injury time at the end of the first half. It's 1-1. Webster put the gap up early in the second minute after a bit of a mix-up, it must be said. But Alessio Cabras was the hero for Bardon. Got on the end of a wonderful cross from Perez and timed his header perfectly to get it over McElwain and equalise. Nichols gets the goal kick from Perkins and finds Keogh. It's a Bardon throw. I don't think there'll be much added on here, Ross, so the mini roos will be out soon enough. There's Owen. That's going to be a goal kick. Any changes you'd like to see, Ross? Not necessarily personnel, but in the approach for Bardon for the second half?
no, I think the formation's working. I think the style of play is effective, creating plenty of opportunities. Probably just be a little bit more intensity and a bit more urgency with the runs into the box. Obviously a really strong bench for Bardon today as well, with plenty of options there for Coach McMillan. So I expect him to use all four of them at some capacity in the second half.
Gollo picks up the ball, looks through his options. Referee's wave play on, so that was a free kick to Bardon, which would have been our first of the half. Owen picks that up, and Perez's back heel is a little bit too elaborate. Doesn't connect. Gold picks that one up and will find Keogh inside. Bardon needs to be quick here if they want to create something out of this. Perez finds Gold. Gold's forward is a little bit aimless, but it's going to pop up from Mapri. I dare say he'll try and find a yard to shoot here, Ross, but he hasn't. He skipped it to Jack Gullo, who's at the back post, but Whitlock was alert and cleared the ball. It was almost a wonderful little chip through from Gold there.
Got held up a little bit on the win there from Mapri. Good little idea. Everyone's expecting him to shoot, and he plays the ball between the centre back and the full back for the most unlikely of candidates in Jack Gullo. He's probably a bit relieved it didn't come through to him.
Patterson's deep throw. Van Gen's underneath it. Boardman's going to win that header. Referee's got his whistle, and it's half time. 1-1 here at the Bowman Park as the local derby between Bardon and the Gap ends in the first half. We'll keep the camera on for you guys this week, thanks to our sponsors as always, Man Cave, and there'll be a little game between the Mini Roos for Bardon Latrobe and the Gap. Well, Tyler Mappery is going to get us underway here for the second half, and I see my refreshments have been refreshed. Ross, thank you very much. Lots of people to catch up with at half time, and Duncan Keogh wants another cameo. Take another head knock. Gives us his wave.
Wonderful scenes down here this afternoon, Ryan. To go over to the hill and say g'day to a sea of people, familiar faces, like the old days, Ryan.
We've been swarmed by the Gap Miniroos, so we're going to pick up a bit of Gap support here. Let's hope the Bardon Latrobe faithful can quell those cheers and get a goal to take us into the lead. Here's Josiah Perez. Plays it across to... Oh, Ben Stanley's on, Ross, so must have been a sub. We'll work out who that is in a moment as Perez plays it into Keogh.
Looks like Andy Gold's off.
And Cabras back to left back.
Cabras to left back. Ben Stanley, so influential last season, our promotion year, slots in at left midfield.
So I think it's a throw in here. Matheson's going to use the hill to go deep into the box. Perez is underneath it, and Keogh's header took it off goal and put it wide. I'm not sure if he was onside.
Just had a bit of a Gary Neville moment there, Ryan. I thought that was a goal for sure. Wonderful flick on here from Perez. I think it's probably going wide / saved. Keogh fancies a chance, but puts it high and wide. Just needs to direct that on goal, and you feel like that's too close for the keeper to respond.
Well, it was a bit of a goalgasm, only it wasn't a goal. And that break in play probably gives me an opportunity, reluctantly, to bring in our third microphone for the afternoon by the looks of it.
Thank you very much, Ryan. It's great to be here.
President Samuel Irvine Casey joining us for the second half.
So, yeah, that's a very common introduction, I think.
As the Gap get a corner. What do we owe this pleasure?
Oh, look, the vantage point, as always. You know, you guys always come here and get the best spot, so I thought, you know, why not come and get access to sweet instant replays? And, yeah, just share the little nuggets of knowledge that come into my head. And
well, Hills gets this cross into the back post, the corner, and we'll look for those further pearls of wisdom for the president. What a
great afternoon down at the club here, Sam. You must be proud as president to see this kind of moment in your tenure.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's, you know, obviously as a long-term Bardon Latrobe member, you know, the Gap are our fiercest rivals, and it's fantastic to be able to play them again on the senior stage. You know, I think that for a lot of the juniors down here watching, you know, they play them week in, week out, and it's great to then see the older guys giving it a crack.
That's, looking at the bigger picture as always, the president, one eye on the future of the club. Owen tries to flick that onto Ben Stanley, and he gets there, and McCann clears it with confusion. We will take that. Sure what the ref and the linesman chatting through the comms. They're mic'd up today. Brass back out wide. It's Jerez.
Ben Stanley probably not as comfortable on the left-hand side as obviously Cabras and Gold are with their left foot, but he'll drift inside a little bit, try and pick up the ball and run at defenders. He's obviously an absolute terrifying prospect for defenders and trying to get the ball off him. And Sam joining us probably because he's his favourite player.
Maybe the president had a word with the coach at half-time, dictated that change, get his friend Gold off, get his favourite player Stanley on.
There has to be a few perks to be president of a club, and if you can't...
a single perk would be nice at this point. Here's Whitlock with the throw-in for the Gap. Webster and Matheson compete, so does Gullo and Thames, and Boardman clears. It's going to be another throw for the Gap. Sam, something we haven't touched on yet, but I know you're keen to talk about the Gap hosting our sister club, Georges River, tomorrow.
Yeah, it's we're really appreciative for Chris and the rest of the Gap committee for allowing us to use their lovely venue to host what has been a 55+ year tradition of the tour. And yeah, it's going to be pumping over there tomorrow night, and then back here on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Excellent to hear. Long live that tradition. Here's Josiah Perez, finds Keogh. He slips on the pitch, but then manages to get a ball the outside of his boot forward. As ever, if you're on Facebook and YouTube and you want to help this chat flow a bit more, send in your comments. Really great to see these mini-roos down here cheering on their teams. Here's Griffith, skips past Stanley, plays the ball down the line to Thames. Gullo in the right position, does well to see that one go out.
Brilliant again from Jack Gullo. He just seems to be reading the game very well this afternoon. The Gap attack just don't really have any answers for his ability to read the game and casual on the ball. It's been a real addition to the side this afternoon after missing last week.
Cabras tried to play that one forward to Perez. He wasn't able to control it, gets it back and goes home to Perkins. Perkins looking for Perez, brings it down well on the chest. Now looks for that ball out to Keogh.
It's a great ball.
It's a wonderful ball. Keogh's going to stand up Whitlock, plays it back inside to Mapri. And the Gap get a bit lucky there as Matheson plays it back to Mapri. Really sorry about those screams, not a lot we can do. There's just a lot of vocal support down here today as Mapri gets that cross in, and McElwain in goal watches it sail over. Keogh down the line to Mapri, and Mapri gets the cross in, but just went out. Owen tries to pick that one up. McCann does well. Owen comes up with it though, finds Cabras. Here's Stanley, wearing the 10. And he thought it was a Bardon ball, but Fern's gone to the way of the Gap. He thought it was a little bit one-sided with the refereeing in the first half, Sam. 3 yellows to Bardon, nothing to the Gap, but we might see that levelled out in the second half. Matheson and Boardman combined to clear that one. Gullo, though, can't complete the clearance. And this one's going to pop up to Thames. He's going to have a chance to shoot. And his shot is high and wide. A bit sloppy there from Bardon at the back and presented an opportunity to the Gap.
Just needed someone to take command there and a bit of authority, and everyone just kind of on the back foot, not really sure he was going to do what. To make sure that with that makeshift back four, with a different set of centre backs, that the communication is really strong, and it felt like they were just a little bit uncertain about whose balls was who, but the Gap unable to punish it and get away with it.
Perkins is going to hold up in the wind. Starting with a little push in the back, but Hill comes up with it. This Thames. Jerez has gone on, but Boardman does well. And the Gap take it from the wrong spot. There's some conversations with some of the old boys about Boardman playing at centre back, as we see that replay there. I think it is a Gap ball. But he's done well. Did well in that first half, I thought. Aussie at centre back.
Yeah, it might seem like a bit of a waste at centre back, obviously, his goal scoring prowess, but solid last game out. Obviously training well. Johnny Melville White is back from overseas. Probably a little bit undercooked in terms of preparation. You just wonder maybe when he's fit, would Blake go into the centre of the back four and Matheson, Melville White start at right back, but a bit effective. You've got to play the men in form, which has been Coach Alex's kind of mandate.
This one's going to drop to Klassen, gets it back to McCann, who's going to have a shot. Matheson gets in the way of, and Mapri clears. Really great vantage point there for you, President.
Yeah, it's a great vantage point. It is a great vantage point.
Couldn't be closer to the pole.
Yes.
Perhaps
Well,
that pole might be gone for the next season.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Might, you know, fingers crossed. Maybe even before the last home game. Time will tell.
The
Well,
pole
that's a-
outlasted Sam IC as his tenure at the club.
And Stanley gets onto this one. Van Gen stands him up, but that quick feet by Stanley and gets his shot away, and McElwain stands up well.
You can see the difference there. Benny Stanley wants to cut inside. He's get the ball to the feet and he can run at defenders, and this is where he's really dangerous. Usually playing as a 10, but here happy to start on the left and cut in on his right. Unfortunately, straight at the goalkeeper.
And Stanley making a nuisance of himself as we go back to the live play, but it went out for a gap corner. Just before we pass that on, I'm just going to say that that's a president promise to the stream team that the poll will be gone by the end, by the final game of the season. They heard it first here. The president always keeps his promises.
That's
As
it.
the Gap make their first change, bringing off that man Klassen, who wanted to shoot for the whole first half on his left foot. Bringing on Glenn Slade Horton, who, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one that terrorised us with some deadly free kicks in the first game, Ryan.
That's right, Ross.
Absolute, some of the best free kicks I've ever seen.
12 goals so far this season for Green Slade Horton. I'm surprised to see him on the bench for the Gap, and coming on now, as you say, for Klassen.
So it looks like we've got Griffiths out to the left onto the wing, and Green Slade Horton into the midfield. The Gap coaches a little bit more, probably feeling there's an opportunity for them to get forward from these set pieces.
Van Gend over this free kick for the Gap. Referee is not happy with Perez being closer than 10 yards when he's behind the ball. You can just infer from my tone how I feel about that as Van Gen gets that one forward. Gullo's there, under pressure, gets the header clear, and that's going to be a corner to the Gap. Nothing for the push on Gullo.
Yeah, you see the replay here, Gullo not happy, he wants the foul. And for those at home, just look at the two hands in the back here as the guy's going up for the ball. But the referee happy to let that play on.
No further comment. So the Gap will look to get this one in. Perkins under a bit of pressure from McCann. A lot of pressure from McCann. And was almost an opportunity presented to the Gap there.
The wind still playing havoc for both goalkeepers. Tricky afternoon here at Bowman Park, tricky conditions.
Whitlock gets it out to Green Slade Horton. The sub. Terrible ball forward, and Gullo clears. Bit of pressure from the Gap though, Ross. Pinning Bardon back a little bit. Here's Jerez. He's going to whip that one in. Nearly catches Perkins out at the front post, but the keeper is alert to it and kicks it clear as he was outside of the box.
Seems to be a feature of the Gap's play, and they think like they're shaping to cross. They're trying to catch the goalkeeper out, and Perkins alert to it as he has been for most of the afternoon.
So what movie did you see last week, Sam, last game?
Movie.
You went to the movies?
I was golfing.
Oh, I thought you said can't make the AC Carina game. I'm going, oh, Green Slade Horton almost in there, offside. As Perkins gets in. I thought you were taking your lovely wife to a
Oh, yes. No, I was.
to the movies instead of making it to the game.
Yeah, we had a lovely time. We were watching a rerun of the award-winning movie National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets.
Wow.
Big recommendation.
Here's Perez. That's bounced up in his hand though. A bit unfortunate. I'll take that recommendation from what I think is a Nicolas Cage classic.
Well, I think, Ryan, if I'm not mistaken here, the ball hits the Gap player's hand first, and then hits Perez's hand.
Ross,
which is
I'll
what
take you back
Perez
to
is saying.
Cucurella's
Yeah, I was gonna
handball
say.
overnight. No one knows what handball is anymore. But here's the Gap.
Great tackle,
And
Matheson.
Matheson gets back. Escaped me there. It's Griffith that was bearing down, who I picked out in the first half, Ross. But Matheson did really well. Was alert to the danger as Mifsud is going to come on.
As the Gap ring the changes, I think they can sense an opportunity here. The coaches are up and about, making some little tactical changes.
It's Whitlock who's going to come off, who was playing right back, left back even.
Centre back, I think. Oh, he's got, okay.
He was fullback, but
Okay.
Mifsud's on. I'm assuming he's on Maltese heritage, like the great Coventry City striker Michael Mifsud, as Perkins again, under that pressure from that wind, sees that corner over the top. We'll just have to wait for him to get the ball, but I can talk to you about the Mosquito Michael Mifsud until we get that ball back if you want.
No, thanks. I was just going to say...
The deadliest striker in Malta's history.
I mean, what a long history it is, Maltese football.
Don't disrespect the Mosquito. As again, Gap whipped that one in. They do well, and Nichols sees it out for a corner. It was Thames putting Owen under pressure.
You can see they're loving these in-swingers on top of the goalkeeper, letting the wind play havoc. This time they throw some bodies in. Fairly well defended by Bardon, but they're under the pump here, Ryan.
The wind playing havoc like that pole plays havoc with the stream team's excellent broadcast coverage for us. Boys doing a great job, as always. As Hill whips in from the other side. That's over the net.
Oh, I thought that went in. Sorry, mate.
Some people at their first football game thought that one went in. We've all made that mistake before. So we've got a kid on the pitch. Referee alert to it. I think those were the ones that were terrorising us before.
You just love to see Bowman Park active.
I do.
On Saturday afternoon.
I do. Everybody parking safely. Great day to come down here with your family. Activating Bowman Park as Griffith gets up for that one and Keogh wins the second header. Perez flicks it on, but it drops to Van Ghent. His ball across was going to come up to Boardman. His ball forward's probably going to find Macrews in an offside position. Game nicely poised as we go into the last third.
I think the Gap had probably started the second half a little bit
brighter.
better. A bit like the first half, Brian. Bardon just needed to try and get a foothold, maybe string a few passes together. It feels a little bit too direct at times.
Golo gets up, but that's going to drop to Grinstead Horton. He finds the ball through to Thames, and between Boardman and Matheson they get it clear, which raises a bit of a clap from the president.
Another corner though. So the Gap piling on the pressure from these set pieces.
So have to be alert to this one. Gets whipped in again. Good area. Perkins punches and Cabras clears. Keogh's going to come up with this one, and Mifsud does well. And it's a foul, which the Gap coaching team are not happy about. Bit of sympathy for
Should have
them.
been a yellow card there, I would have thought, Ryan, for holding up the play, but the referee keeps it in his pockets this time.
So Keogh's over the ball, having won the free kick. The centre backs Boardman and Golo trot up to the back post.
Got a wicked delivery on him, Duncan Keogh. He'll be looking to try and play havoc here.
Golo's underneath that one.
Oh, just wonder, a little bit flat-footed there, the Bardon attack line there. Maybe if someone was taking a chance and gambling on Golo to
Keogh
win that.
does really well under that high ball from the goalkeeper. Doesn't let it bounce. But Bardon picked the ball up here, and well, I think there should be a Bardon throw. It's not going to be. It is. You did see it. Keogh wanted
wants
a free kick.
though, and he's a bit sore. The ref just ignoring him.
I think he got caught, but happy to see it at least being Bardon ball. You can hear the classic dulcet tones of Dominic Gurgis behind us. The lesser Gurgis, as I like to call him. Not to his face. Matheson gets that one in. Giving his friend Jack Gullo some encouragement. Let's call it that. Matheson again, long throw. Perez is going to get underneath that one. We've seen McElwain lobbed from ahead of once already today, but that one's not going to...
You just want to see, I don't know, you just want to see some Bardon attackers gambling on those opportunities, Ryan, rather than waiting for it.
Matheson does well, sweeps up, and Webster's shot is not one to write home about.
I think we just need someone a bit more proactive in the box there. Maybe someone like a Josh Campbell, a bit more instinctive as a striker, to anticipate those flick-ons.
Rass is going to take this throw in. McCann on the ball. Mappery snaps into the challenge. Van Gend.
Great
Mifsud.
press. Wonderful press from Mappery there.
Golo underneath that one. Wins the header, but it goes backwards.
He's on a yellow. That's a red card.
Matheson is going to be sent off for that. And I think there's absolutely no idea.
The ref doesn't realise it, but I'm 100% certain that's his second yellow.
It is, mate. I made a note of it in the first half.
See the replay here. It's a 50-50 at best. It's certainly not a yellow card. The referee, well, hasn't realised.
Nor has the assistant. Unless someone else was booked.
Unless
But it
he
was the
booked.
first referee.
No, Matheson was the
Yeah,
first
I
yellow
wrote down.
card in the first minute.
He's now worked it out.
And no one's worked it out, not even the gap. No one knew.
Well, Wednesday Horton gets his cross into the box and Boardman is underneath it.
Pretty sure
Now gonna be-
Matheson knew.
That's right, he ran away. Run away!
And we get away with one there. Although I wonder if it would have been a yellow card if the ref had known he was on a yellow card.
So, Cap free kick. Too high, too wide.
Ryan pulling the strings here. Matheson now down, and this is experience from coach McMillan. He's taken off the man that's got the second yellow card straight away. That is great experience from the coach. There's only one man in the ground that knew, and that was Alex McMillan. No one else realised. And he's brought on Johnny Melville White.
Well, good substitution there. Johnny Melville White comes on. And Melville White now on the pitch. So Bardon stay at 11. I think the gap are clocked on.
The gap have clocked on. Someone must be listening to the commentary.
Oh, and does really well there. No penalty. Thames went in with Keogh. Now we're going to finally find out.
The linesman's worked it out, but they can't send off. Well, they can send him off now. He's off the pitch.
Well,
So we can go talk to Chris Appleton, get a ref take.
This will be interesting. How can they send someone off 5 minutes after he got his second yellow and he's ready off the pitch? Confusion's reigning.
so
I like Matty Owen there playing the the number on the shirt doesn't match the number on the shorts. Maybe you're confused, defence.
Replay here of the 50-50. Definitely not a foul. Penalty. The ref's realised his mistake. He doesn't know what to do. This is not in the rule book.
we're going to play 11 aside.
And he just said play on. The gap now want to stop the game.
The lino has accepted the short shirt dilemma.
I don't know what he wants from the Bardon bench. I mean, we're not going to send our own player off, champ.
Do it before this coach is smart enough to bring him off. Will be a controversial ending to this game now as we approach the 70th minute.
To be fair, it wasn't a yellow card either of them, to be
Wow.
honest, but that doesn't really matter if the ref gives them out. It's a lack of awareness from the referee. That's the problem you give yourself when you give a yellow card half in a game for the first foul. I don't have any sympathies for the referee here.
Or maybe he retracted it. Anyway, we'll get on with commentating on what's happening in front of us, lads. And
That's it.
here's Stanley with a wonderful flick onto Tyler Mappery, and Mifsud gets across and heads it out. Lost his shin pad. There goes Perez. Mifsud again, clears.
I wonder how the Gap bench worked it out, because they didn't realise straight away. I wonder if there's a few viewers.
Well, we hope to have some viewers, Ross, but
Few viewers on the bench, let the coach know.
as you said, a bit of unprecedented scenes, so not sure what the referee
The
can
irony
do.
of the Gap coaches not knowing, giving the ref.
Here's Stanley, flicks it on. Owen's trying to get there.
Oh,
Perez is going to get in. Perez is going to shot on goal, but
Perez.
McElwain saves it with his feet. Wonderful opportunity there for Perez to put that into the lead.
Fair play. That was a good save.
Nichols comes out wide to Melville White, the substitute. Owen flicks it down to Melville White, and the Mines comes across for the tackle. Gullo gets it down the line, looks for Keogh. Strong tackle from Van Gend, but does enough. Owen with some really good feet for a big man. That ball's gone out, but that linesman's gone on holiday, as he had done
Rattled
the
the
early
linesman.
decision. Griffiths, really good skill, and wins the free kick from Melville White. Should be a yellow for Melville White.
Still spewing the Gap coaches, even though they didn't know at the time themselves.
Boardman does well to get in there. It's going to pop up for Webster, but Stanley gets there first. Good defending. That's whipped into the back post, and Perkins with a great save, but unfortunately it hit Boardman and it goes in. It's an OG. Ball to the back post.
Good initial defending here from Stanley. Gets bowled over. Not a foul. Play on. Hook it up to the back stick. Wonderful save, but unfortunately Boardman covering, didn't know much about it, and goes in. Two unlucky deflections from some saves have cost us 2 goals this afternoon.
So Gap back in the lead.
Probably deserve it, I'd say, Ryan, at the start of the second half. Created a lot of pressure and finally get some reward.
There's Gullo, all forward. Nichols brings that one down. Good play from Greenslade Horton. That's a Gap ball. Gullo in well. Keogh up well as well. Mifsud clears. 2 Gap players go for the same ball. Mapri had a bit more time than he realised. So it's a bit sloppy here from Bardon as Melville White's under pressure from Griffiths. Well, if it was handball, it would have been from you nudging him in the back, son. There's Keogh. Down the line to Owen. He's not going to be able to... I can get the frustration, but there would have been no contact as yellow for the Gap coach for the vociferous arguments. Mines, I think, has come to left back, Ross, with that change with Mifsud coming on. Mifsud, the sub, doesn't really do very well there. And Perez picks it up. Has he got options? Goes that ball out to Cabras, but it was ambitious. And Jerez does really well. Still in. And he gets it down the line. Ross looking towards the bench to see if there's going to be any more subs.
Well, I was just thinking to myself, Ryan, maybe a great opportunity to bring Flynn Ovenden on. The game's stretched, his tough directness from wing, and he's pulling on the shin pad. So obviously, Coach McMillan thinking the same thing. I feel like the type of game that's made for someone like Ovenden to come in and just inject that bit of pace and quality.
Keogh with a throw in. Goes to Owen at near post. Van Gen's going to clear under pressure.
Oh, it's just
really good
so
play
unlucky
from McElwain. It was big.
Matty Owen didn't let that die. You see the replay here. It's going to look at this effort here from Matty Owen. Gets it across and then it does fall for Stanley, but he's always able to direct it on goal. And it's a double change, Ryan. Josh Campbell, he's been a fantastic addition to the club this year, coming back from injury. And Flynn Ovenden, Coach McMillan throwing everything at the gap.
Keogh's introduced himself to the Gap coaches.
Keogh and Owen off. And the ref saying didn't blow the whistle.
Well, I was still watching what was happening. So Josh Campbell up top for Matty Owen and Flynn Ovenden on for Keogh.
Straight swaps, I'd say, Ryan. Nothing formationally changed, but two completely different prospects for the Gap to worry about. Number 17's about to get an absolute rinsing. He doesn't know it yet. Look at him. He looks comfortable. Is he balding? He's a little bit balding.
Oh,
he's going to be more bald after this.
We'll keep the personal
digs to
certainly those of us who are decreasing in the hairline as well. But here's Flynn Ovenden. Flying Flynn goes back to Johnny Melville White, back inside. What options has he got? Skips past Greenslade Horton. And Gap think it was their ball. Flynn's going to carry on and Van Gen comes across. Good challenge.
Well won.
Unsighted here as Campbell puts pressure on Mines. Sorry, McCann. McCann's going to clear. Gap, we've got three men here.
One.
Ovenden skips in. McCann snapped in well there. Here's Gullo. Nichols. It's going to find its way to Stanley. He finds Gabras.
Asking for the ball into the box, but that's probably a little bit too early. Better build-up play here from Bardon.
There's Mapri. He's overrun it a little bit. He's got back though. Unfortunately, just crowded out eventually. There's a great ball forward. And Thames is in here for the Gap. Takes a good first touch. He's got the goal in front of him. Perkins stands up really well. That's great goalkeeping from the Bardon number 1. Stand up, make yourself big. Thames has torn a hamstring, I think, in that attempt. Here's Bardon on the ball.
Play on.
Flynn's going to take him on. Stands up the 3 players, and that's a foul from Jerez. Campbell's still got it. Another foul from Jerez.
Still got it. Thank you.
And finally, we get the free kick, but we're going to have to come back here for Thames. Well, Thames is down in the Bardon box. As Malloy kicks the ball onto the pitch in anger. The suspended Gap captain.
Stay down for the next 15 minutes, says Chris Percy. As I think the Gap are trying to slow this game down a bit. They sense that Bardon have upped the impetus a little bit since that second goal. And now they've called for a sub. This call for a sub, but the coaches aren't looking.
Yeah, we know he needs to be subbed off the pitch.
So that's the end of Thames' afternoon. Really a great chance for Thames just before.
I see the replay here. You got it in behind. It's a great ball through. Look at that wonderful standing from goalkeeper Perkins. That's in the goalkeeper textbook. Got to stand up to the last minute in case of scuff shots like that. He saves it well.
Well, Valderrama comes on for the Gap. Another luminary of international football, namesake Valderrama coming on. Doesn't have the hair.
Now, unfortunately, Duncan Keogh's off the field because he scored. You see the replay here. Ovenden, this is what he does so well, driving it.
Foul there from Jerez, and then another one where he skips past.
Here, and he pulls his shorts here, and then there's another one there, but they give that one. And the referee, that is not 10 yards.
Well, it's not 10 yards.
Just explained it to him.
Definitely already been booked.
It's Mapri's fault for saying what everyone else can clearly see. And he's not going to redo it.
Well, there's one answer for this for me, and that's for Mapri to put it into the bottom corner. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's also asking how many are in the wall. Mapri can get this over and under, but Griffith stands up well. Unsurprisingly, because he was 5 yards in front of the free kick. Here's Ovendon, comes home to Josiah Perez, and Mines kicks it off Perez, but it's now... yeah, it wasn't a yellow, but he gave you 2 yellows, right?
Yeah, that's why I ran off.
Yeah. Smart play, Blake. So throw in here from Bardon, flicked on, that finds Ovendon. Stanley might be able to keep this in. Watched by Valderrama, and Valderrama kicks out for a throw.
10 minutes to go, Ryan. Should be a bit of extra time, I imagine, but the second ball comes on the pitch. Great atmosphere here. Both sets of supporters screaming at the officials.
Rob Wheeler admiring the coaching tenacity, strategy. Keeping Bardon in this game. Important message from my wife about the Christmas and July plans coming through as well. As McElwain gets us back underway. Valderrama and Green St. Horton compete. Melville White pulls back Griffiths, and it should be a yellow. Griffiths gives him a little push. I'm going to make a note that Melville White gets a yellow. These things can get confusing.
See the replay here. Yeah, this little bit in his back, I suppose. Yep, sure. It's a foul.
There's a foul. Green St. Horton has gained a few yards, but it's okay. As you said, Ross, he hit an absolute howitzer at Walton Bridge. He might be looking for it again here. Ovendon, the one-man wall, does his job. Stanley skips in, pull back, and that should be our first yellow for the gap of the game. 82nd minute, first booking. Melville White's going to come across for the free kick as Gullo goes forward. One pushing numbers forward here, Ross. Looking for that equaliser. Valderrama paying Stanley lots of attention. And that one's just too close to McElwain.
Goalkeeper of that size. It's easy pickings.
Stanley gets underneath that one. Webster will pick it up. Melville White.
That would be the most toughest back pass in the world in the history of the sport. If they gave that one.
Stanley. He plays a ball through to Mapri. I think maybe it edged off, but Misford does well. And it's a throw into Bardon. Referee initially gave it to the gap. There's Cabras, finds Nichols in space in the middle. Melville White's out on this side if he can find him, and he does. Flynn Ovenden also peeling wide, but Melville White goes in the middle. There's Campbell, takes it down well. McElwain's there and saves it again. Campbell does really well, really sharp and bright in the box.
Yeah, you can see what I was talking about earlier, Ryan. Just someone with a bit more natural instincts in the box, a bit more proactive. Great run, great first touch. You can see he's a bit sharper.
Melville White gets underneath that one, but it drops to Valderrama. Finds Griffith out wide on the left with a bit of space. Gullo comes to meet him, and Ovendon as well to help out his
brilliant
centre back. Skips in there. Ovendon runs out of space as well. Really good play, but Perez unfortunately falls underneath his foot there, and Valderrama finds Jerez. Jerez coming up from full back, finds McCann. Wonderful through ball that Cabras is going to cut out for Bardon. Surprise for Bardon as we approach the last 6 minutes as we got this replay.
The ball in here. Great first touch from Josh Campbell. We can see what he's trying to do. Goalkeeper reads it well with the
As well,
lunge there.
McElwain smothers the ball. Some good goalkeeping today, Ross. At both ends. As the gap go, launch into the box. Aussie does well. He's going to come to Webster. Rass on his back. That's Hill, I think, getting that ball across. And they drop for Valderrama with an interesting technique.
It's disappointed, but yeah, decent little attempt there.
We're going to give that one credit. We're not sure exactly what we'd call it, but here's Mapri. And that ball forward that Campbell's going to try and flick on, but Van Gend, who's also been solid today for the gap, gets there first. Here's Boardman. Plays it into Stanley, but his pass is a little bit wayward, and Jerez is now surveying his options. And he's going to come all the way through to Perkins.
5 minutes to go. Bardon going a bit more direct, throwing caution to the wind.
Again, Campbell up well, but Van Gen behind. McCann comes up with the ball. Cabras alert to the step over from McCann. And Nichols' ball through to Perez is a little bit straight. And McElwain's going to waste time, which we saw him doing in the 20th minute of the game.
I think Cabras was the ball there, a bit further wide. He made a great run from left back and he wanted it. Unfortunately, the ball, straight ball to Campbell goes through the goalkeeper.
McElwain's got a lot underneath that one. It's not got the distance, but it bounces, and Webster competes with Boardman. It drops for Hill. He's found Valderrama out wide.
Offside.
Now Webster's offside.
And that should be a yellow card, ref. But anyway. Perkins will look to get us going forward again. Referees had an absolute nightmare there. He's got in the way of the ball and he's played play on.
Well,
somehow.
Standing all right, it's Overton now. Mines might not know what hits him here.
Oh,
well done from
tackle.
Greenslade Horton as Overton tried to skip past. Cabras does well. Valderrama was almost found on the edge of the box. Gollo's got two men on, one of which is Griffiths, and he does well. Nichols also competes. Gollo comes up with the ball, stepping out the centre back for Bardon. Still got it. And Nichols plays a great ball out to Stanley.
Oh, he's unlucky.
Can't get around Jerez, and now it's a free kick to the gap.
See a replay here, yeah. Benny Stanley just wrapping his arms around the waist. Just couldn't get the best of the right back there. Trying to cut inside, and I think the right back's reading that move from Benny Stanley, not expecting him to go out left.
Well, McElwain taking his time asking where the ball should be placed. Smart goalkeeping. Boardman has said to the referee, get on with the game. To which he's told, painful as it is, McElwain will take this free kick. We know there's still time in the game. Assistant referee indicated to the coach there will be 3 more minutes at the end of the 90. And McElwain takes 5 minutes to take this kick. And we're back underway. Cabras heads it clear to Stanley. Nichols' ball forward is cut out by Valderrama. And here's Hills with a bit of space in the box. Boardman stands up. Cabras competing with Hills. And it's a free kick against the Bardon man. So Ross, I'm just going to come to you quickly here because there's still action on the pitch. As that free kick was given against Cabras, and ask you for your Man Cave work-wearing gear man of the match.
Tough one, Ryan. It's been a well-fought game, but wouldn't say a quality game. Some big heart shown on the pitch. But I think for me it would have to be Jack Rouleau.
Mapfre's been
Sin-binned
for a second. I guess it's a blue. Now it's a red. Upgraded to a red because of his comments. So Bardon do go down to 10 men in the 90th minute. After a sin binning on the 90th minute, that one's whipped in. Nichols is going to get there, and here's Campbell as well. Ball forward to Van Gend. It's a bit aimless.
What? My man of the match still. Well, I did give it to Jack Rouleau before you interrupted.
Jack Gouleau's a good choice. I'll acknowledge that now. I got a bit taken away by the action as we tick over into the 90th minute and injury time. We've seen an excellent display of refereeing down here at Bowman Park today. One red card for Bardon Latrobe.
A ghost red card.
A ghost red card for Blake Matheson. Greenslade Horton wins that ball.
I look forward to the new precedent set midweek by FQ on the ghost red card.
It'll be an interesting interpretation.
But look, we've talked about the referee too much, and that usually tells you about their performance. Look, again, just for no reason stopping the game. There's absolutely no advantage from taking a throw in a metre ahead from the spot. But it's all about the referee tonight, this afternoon, guys. It's ridiculous.
Gap look like they're going to get the 3 points here. A tightly fought derby contest. Brass is having to work back and finds Perkins. His ball forward is going to find Valderrama. And here's Webster back to Valderrama. They might seal it here, the gap, but his shot is tame and Griffith was in a better position. So Webster had put the gap ahead before Cabras equalised for Bardon. An unfortunate own goal, which went in off Boardman. Campbell is onside. His ball to the back post might find Stanley. Jerez was alert to it. Did well. And can we see any magic from the number 10 here? He's looking for a support. Bardon down to 10 men. And that's good defending from Jerez. Which we'll see another McElwain masterclass in time wasting.
Yeah, I think we will see the game out with this one.
Goes to take a bottle of water. Referee absolutely no idea what's going on. Now waves
watching the ball.
Now waves him on.
Honestly, this is terrible refereeing. And now he's having to go at Ben Stanley because he has the tenacity to ask him to take the goal kick. And now he's making him go back and take it. Shocking. Just shocking.
Yep. Well, for the ref assessors who end up re-watching this back,
Gouleau's going to get a yellow and 10 in the bin. Which is also upgraded to a red. So Jack Gouleau suspended for the next game. Now, absolutely horrific display from the referee.
He's taken the goal kick from outside the 6-yard box, and the lino's not even watching it. An absolutely terrible display from the officials. And yeah,
Webster picks this one up. Bardon down to 9 men now. Goes over his head to Valderrama. Here's Stanley. Perez is going to find. He's not going to find. No, McCann's going to pick that one up. And Melville White does really well. Can he find Ovenden down this wing? So sharp pass into him. Nichols now. McCann coming across. Perez. Can Bardon fashion one last chance maybe here with 9 men? Oh, that's a terrible challenge by Mifsud. He's already. He hasn't been booked. Sorry, it was McCann who got booked before. Now Perez is getting involved with Hill. Of course, he gets booked. Everyone's getting yellow cards.
Everyone's getting a card today.
Everyone gets a card. You get a card. You get a card. I can't even keep up with it anymore.
Absolute.
Regan from the stream team's never seen anything like it in his life before.
One of the worst refereeing
1,
displays
2,
I've ever
3, 4,
seen.
5,
Lost complete
6,
control
7,
of the
8,
game.
9, 10, 11, 12 cards now in the game.
I'm looking forward to this somehow being either full-time or a gap free kick.
So Boardman and Ovenden showing some interest in the free kick. Referee won't know where it's from. Pulls them back.
Are we going to know 10 yards this time? Let's see.
Still more. So Boardman's over this one. So they're dying embers of the game. He's going to have to produce some magic here, the skipper. And his shot goes into the wall, unfortunately. Referee's looking at his watch and blows full time in what has been an absolute abject display from him. But the Gap get all 3 points with a 2-1 win. Webster put them ahead in the second minute before Cabras equalised in the 30th. And then an own goal from Boardman was enough to seal it for the Gap. They take the honours and move up on the table as they chase top 4. We'll see you here for the next game in a couple of weeks.